Hi guys, so welcome back again. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how to make this beautiful wrap top with a collar and bands around the sleeve area. So if this is what you're interested in learning how to make, grab yourself a popcorn, sit aside and enjoy watching this tutorial, okay? I already made a tutorial on how to draft the front basic bodice pattern. You can check it out on my page. But for this shirt I'm making now, I'm going to be needing the back basic bodice pattern, not the front, okay? So ignore this part here, my machine oil spilled on it. All right, so just draft your back basic bodice pattern the way you know how to. Okay, I already marked out all my vertical measurements here. I'm going to label these lines to make it easier for you to understand. All right, this is my chest line, bust line, waist line, and then my hip line. Divide your bust circumference by 4 and add extra 1 inch to it. You're going to mark it on your chest line and also mark the same measurement on your bust line. Okay, so from that point now I'm going to make a curve to create my armhole curve. Okay, I'm going to divide my waist circumference by 4 and add extra 1 inch to it. I'm going to mark it on my waistline. I'll do the same thing on my hip line. All right, after that I'm going to be connecting all these points using a straight line. So for the neck width I used 3 inches. For the neck depth I used 1 inch. You can decide to use 1.5. okay, so basically this is how to draft the back basic bodice pattern. Is nothing serious. So I'll quickly cut out this piece. Okay, I folded my fabric into two like this, as you can see. So I cut out this piece. I added half of an inch on the neckline, shoulder line, and then the armhole. For the side I added 1 inch, and for the bottom part I added 1.5 inches. I folded my fabric into two again, and I'm going to be placing the back piece on it to cut out the front. Okay, so just make sure the center line of the back is facing the side where you have enough fabric. Okay, so now I'm going to quickly pin this down like this before I cut it out. Okay, so when I'm done pinning it down, you see the bottom part, that down part there, I'm going to go out by from the center line there of the back, I'm going to go out by 10 inches or 12 inches. Okay, let me just make it 12 inches. All right, so after that I'm going to mark a straight line just like that. Okay, so over to the neckline, I'm going to trace out that neckline of the back. I'm just going to mark it out there. Okay, so I'm going to be flipping the back neckline. I'll flip it backward, then use my pin to hold it down for now. So after that, from this point I marked now, I'm going to make something like a V neckline. I'm going to curve it all the way down to meet with the 12 inches line I marked earlier. Then I'm going to cut that out following the back pattern. Then for the front I'm going to follow the line I just marked. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to unpin everything so that you can see what I have. Okay, so this is it. So I'm going to measure the shoulder line of the back piece. Okay, and I'm going to mark the same thing on the front piece here, and then the excess I'm just going to blend it like this and then cut out that part because it is no longer needed. So this is what I've got. So right now we are going to start sewing. Okay, so I'm grabbing my back piece with the front piece. I'll place them together. You make sure the right sides are facing each other. I'm going to pin the shoulders. You're going to stitch on the shoulders using half of an inch. Okay, so now I am done stitching. I also overlocked it, so this is what I have now. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to place them together like this. So on the shoulder line I'll go down by 3 inches to the front. Okay, on the other shoulder line I'll go down by 3 inches to the front as well. So from this 3 inches point here, I'm going to take the measurement all around to meet with the other 3 inches. All right, so I'm going to take the measurement this way. I'll take it round all through to the back neckline to meet with the other 3 inches. Okay, so as you can see, what I'm having here is 14 inches. It's time for us to cut the collar. All right, so now this down part is going to serve as the bottom part of our collar. So I'm going to divide 14 by 2 and I'm going to mark it there. So on the center line, I'm going to go up by 3.5 inches, just like that, and I'm going to connect, mark a straight line just like that. Okay, so you remember the measurement we took here, the 7 inches we took here, right? So I'm going to add extra 1 inch and mark it on that line, which is 8 inches. Then I'm going to connect a straight line from that line to meet with that other point there. All right, so from that bottom part, I'm going to take half of an inch, then I'm going to blend it this way to meet with that line. So basically this is how to cut the collar. Then I'm going to label this my collar and then go ahead and cut it out. I've cut out my collar. As you can see, I added half of an inch or around it. Okay, I folded my fabric into two. I also ironed it using hair stay, so I cut out 2 pieces of it. Okay, so this is what I have. So I'm going to put them together like this, and I'm going to pin everything down. I'm going to pin it together. So I'm going to stitch. Before I stitch, I'm going to leave about half of an inch down there. Then I'm going to start my stitches all the way up there down to the other side. I would leave half of an inch before I close it up. After sewing my collar, this is what I have. I left half of an inch there, like I said earlier, and also on the other side. So now I'm going to be grabbing my shirt. On the back center line I notched there, I also notched the center of my collar. So I'm placing this on the right side of my shirt. So I'm going to pin it down like this. I'm going to pin the collar down starting from the center line. All right, after pinning it down on the other side, I'll move to the other side and also pin it down till I get to the end. Okay, so when I'm done pinning it down, I'm going to head over to my sewing machine. I'm going to make a straight stitch there. Okay, so now I'm done stitching it. This is what I have here, as you can see. So I'm going to fold in the stitches we made earlier using the other part of the collar. I'm going to fold it in like this to finish it up. Okay, so but before I sew this, I'm going to be hemming the center of the front. Okay, the center of the front, I'm going to fold it, you know, the way we hem our dresses. I'm going to fold it in like that to the end and then put it in the collar, you know, just to get a neat finishing. I'll do the same thing on the other side. I'll fold it in and then before I stitch the collar down. Okay, you're going to do all of this before stitching the collar. So now I am done stitching the collar and hemming everything. This is what I have. So now for the sleeve, I'm going to fold my fabric into two. I'll mark a straight line there. Then on this part, I'm going to go down by 5 inches. Okay, so from the other point there, I'm going to make a curve like this to meet with the 5 inches. All right, take your round armhole or the armhole of your shirt, divide it by 2, and then you're going to mark it there. Add extra ½ inch for stitching allowance. Okay, I'm going to mark 16 inches down there for the length of my sleeve. Just follow up what I'm doing. I marked down 16 inches. I'm going to make a straight line like this. So from that point, I'm going to mark a straight line this way. So there's no need for the bicep measurement or any other measurement. Okay, so just go ahead and cut out this piece. It is nothing serious. All right, so I'll quickly go ahead and cut out this. All right, so just to let you know, I cut out 2 pieces of this, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead now and notch the center of my sleeve like this. Okay, I'm going to notch the center of my sleeve. So the reason why the down part is big like this, because I'm going to be gathering it. I'm going to make gathers there. All right, so I'm going to gather the down part of my sleeve. Just gather it. Okay, for this piece here, I have 6 inches for the length, then for the width is 11.5. so this is the band I'm going to be using for the sleeve as well. So just measure around your sleeve and then you're going to cut this out. I folded it into 2, okay, before I stitched. So I already made 1 sleeve. I'm going to explain what I did here. So I made a stitch here using the longest stitch on my sewing machine, and then I'm going to pull the thread like this just to form this gather effect. Okay, so now I am done making my gathers, I'm going to make sure the length is the same with the band. Then I'm going to place it together like this. I'll pin it down and then head over to my sewing machine, and then I'm going to make a straight stitch. Okay, so now I am done stitching the sleeve. This is what I have here. This is the second sleeve. Okay, so I'm grabbing my shirt now. I already notched the center of my sleeve. I'm going to place it on the shoulder line, pin it down, and then go to my sewing machine. I'm going to stitch using 1/2 inch, just like that. I'll also do the same on the other side. Okay, so now I'm done stitching. I'm going to put everything together like this, and then I'm going to stitch the side starting from the sleeve. I'll stitch all the way there to the down part. I'll do the same on the other side, and then I'm going to go ahead and hem the bottom part. So now I'm done stitching everything together. This is what I have. As you can see, I went ahead to overlock everything, you know, just to have that perfect look. So thank you guys for watching this video. I'm gonna see you in my next one. Bye.